Hi, today we're going to look at the different ways of representing numbers. Before we start, it's important to have a look at some of the words that we're going to need to represent numbers as words. You would know all of these guys. Have a quick look at them. These are all our one-digit numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. Now you will see those numbers in bigger numbers. So we're going to pop those off to the side there. We'll definitely need those a bit later on. We'll also need a word like this one, 100. Now you'll find that in words that have at least 3 digits long, like 134. So 100 is an important word for this lesson. Now we've got ones like these ones here. And they're the words that we kind of like these ones, but you can see that they are a little bit different. Now if I line them up there, you can see that 2 and 20, 3, 30, 4, 40, 5, 50, 6, 60, 7, 70, 8, 80 and 9, 90 sound very much the same, but what we're talking about here is 2 lots of 10 and 3 lots of 10 and 4 lots of 10, and down here 8 lots of 10. And you can see that TY part there, that T, that's kind of what that means. 2 lots of 10, 3 lots of 10, 4 lots of 10, 5 lots of 10 is 50. Now while we're talking about the T part, I'll pull him down because we'll definitely need to remember that T part, the TY. Also, there's this teen. So you can have 13, 14, 15. So these are some of the parts of our words. And the 2 other little bits that we need is this guy here. He doesn't seem like a very important word, but this word here, and, sometimes gets left out of bigger words like 124. Because when we write a number, we don't always write something that means and, we just have 124, but we say it with an and, 124. So we'll keep him. He's a good number, a good word. Now this little guy here is a hyphen, and we put that in between 40, or one of these ones, 40 and one of these ones. So if I just move one of these ones over here, you can see that that now says 42, and we put this little hyphen in between. Okay, if the word was 67, then you can see that's what it looks like there, 67 with the hyphen in the middle. Alright, so what you might need to do is, if you haven't had enough time to look at those words, you can come back and have a look at all those parts later on, if that helps you when you're writing some words. Okay, let's have a look at some numbers as words. Now in my yellow envelope on my blackboard here, I've got a couple of numbers, and they're written using digits or numerals, and we're going to see what they look like when we write them in words. So let's have a look. I'll pull out the first one. Okay, so I can start looking at this number, and I can see that over here in the hundreds column I've got a 2, and on this side I can see these 2 numbers together. Well, that tells me 79. They're numbers I already know how to say. So let's see what it looks like when we write it in words. There's my 200, and there's my 79. So that word, 279, is the same as the number at the top of the screen. I'll rub that out. I'll pick another one. Alright, next one. Just move that off there. Next one. Okay, here we go. I've got these words to show what's in the hundreds column. 600. And then I've got nothing in the tens column there. So it's just 600 and there's my 5. 5 ones. 605. And the last one, looking at my digits there, gives me a lot of clues about what I'm going to write. And you can see the last part will be 48. And notice the hyphen in the middle there. And I always get stuck with that spelling of 42 because it's missing the U, but that's how it's spelled. So try and remember that too. Alright, hope you went okay with that. Okay, this time in my pink envelope we've got some word numbers. And what we're going to do is see what they look like when we write them as numerals. Kind of the opposite of what we did last time. Here's the first one. Alright, so looking at those words, over here I can see the word 100, and I know that's one of my important words, and I can see a number there, and then the ending here is written too. So if I break it down like that, it makes it a bit easier to do. I'm going to write it in pink this time. Let's have a look, do my hundreds first. 400 and 95. That's the next one. Alright. Okay, next one. Okay, have a look at that one. And looking at that, again, I can see my 100 and how many hundreds, and then the rest is made up of my tens and ones, 86. So that makes it a bit easier to break it down. 686. Okay, last one. Have a look at that, see what you think you'd write. Alright, this is how it goes. $172. Now, sometimes numbers can be represented using objects or materials. And you might have seen these kind of things where we bundle sticks together in groups of 10. So that this is one group of 10, that's another group of 10, that's another group of 10, and this one looks like it's by itself. So that would be 10, 20, 30, 1. So that would be 31. And you might have also seen these guys, the blocks, and these are used as a 1, and that's a group of 10, and this is a group of 100. So there's 100, and that's a 10. You can see there's 10 of those little ones still stacked in here, and then there's one by itself. Now, it's important to note that you don't have to count every single one of these little dots here. We just know that that group is 100 of these. And in the same way, we don't need to count every single one of these. We just know that that group is 10 of those. Okay? So that's an example of how we just look at something and we know how many is in it. That's 100. That's a 10. That's a 1. Alright, let's have a look at using these to make some numbers. Okay, so let's have a look at making some numbers as objects. I've got in my blue envelope here some numbers, and we're going to use our blocks to represent those numbers. Alright, first one. Okay, so looking at that number there, I can see that I've got 2 in the hundreds, 3 in the tens, and 4 in the ones. So I'm going to use my blocks to make that. 1, 200, 1, 2, 3 lots of 10 makes 30, so that's 230. And then 1, 2, 3, 4 ones. 234. Okay, let's try another one. Put those back. And the next number I'm going to pull out is this one. Can you imagine what I'm going to be pulling out? Alright, let's have a look. 1, 2, 3 hundreds. Looking at my tens column, I can see I've got 2 tens, which is 20, 2 lots of 10. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ones. 325. Alright, we'll do one more. Let's have a look. This one. This time it's in words, but we can still solve it. Have a look at that. What blocks would you get? Okay, 100. Now, do I need any of these tens? 107. Well, I don't think I do need any tens because I can make 7 with my blocks. Just need a few more blocks there. Okay, 107. Now before I go, I thought I'd show you this last one about numbers on a line. So you see a blank number line here, and what I think is handy to use these for is to show numbers. Now I could have 100 at this end and 200 at this end, and all of the numbers in between here can be shown by the lines in between those. So you can really have any range of numbers there. It could just be a 1 here and counting in ones, or it could be over here could be 1,000 and counting in thousands. So number lines are a good way to show numbers, and you can also have little lines in between the big ones to show smaller amounts too. Okay, well that's a little bit about how to represent numbers in different ways. Well done.